My name is Michal Sloniec. I'm Polish. I joined CanPack in 2001. At that time I was a sales manager working out of Poland. Throughout my history with CanPack I have been able to work throughout different product divisions. I have been working with metal closures, 3-piece general line cans, and eventually with 2-piece beverage cans where I am right now. In 2004, I have been relocated to Dubai, where I took the position of managing director of Arab Can Company. Since 2007, I became managing director of CanPack Middle East, and currently I'm also on the function of regional sales director for factories of CanPack in Dubai and India, overlooking the sale of beverage cans in Asia. CanPack was established in 1989. It's a currently joint stock company owned by F&P Holding based in USA. We started working in 3-piece general line cans since 1989, but since 1994 we entered into aluminum beverage can business, which currently contributes most of the group's revenue. Over the last 25 years, the group has been growing pretty rapidly. Currently we operate factories in Europe, North Africa, Asia, and recently entered a joint venture in Southeast Asia with San Miguel Yamamura in Philippines. CanPack manufactures, apart from our beverage can business, we produce crown corks, we produce 3-piece metal cans and containers, and since last couple of years we also entered the industry of glass. We manufacture our own glass bottles and jars, which was the part of our strategy of diversification of portfolio. We first came to the Gulf in late 90s by setting up a very small assembly plant in Sharjah, United Arab Emirates. It was producing 3-piece, or it was assembling 3-piece welded cans. The full-grown operation was set up in 2007, and we started the beverage can plant in Dubai, where we are operating right now. Since then, the business has been growing pretty fast for us. When we started in 2007, our sale or our production capacity was about 750 million cans per annum. Currently, with our 3 plants located in Dubai, India, and Morocco, we manufacture approximately 2.5 billion cans per annum and approximately 3.5 billion can ends in our central ends manufacturing location in Dubai. We are seeing a pretty strong and healthy demand for beverage cans in the Middle East market. Currently, we estimate the market to be over 12 billion cans per annum. Now, the growth over the last couple of years has been between 5 to 7%, and we do not expect the pace of the growth of the market to settle down for next 5 to 10 years. We are expecting the market would continue growing at minimum 3 to 5% year on year, which itself allows for addition of 1 can-making line or 1 can-making plant every year. In 2012, we have seen a startup of a new plant in Jeddah by Mahmoud Said Can and Ends Industry. This year, we are seeing addition of capacity in Kuwait by UBCan. Next year, we believe this is time for CanPack to expand our capacity and extend the portfolio of cans we are offering in the market. With that addition of a second can-making line in Dubai plant, we will be looking at approximately 3.3 billion cans capacity. This positions us on, I would say, second, third place in the portfolio of beverage can suppliers in Middle East and North Africa. Obviously, the dominant player here is Crown, who has set up their business long time ago and has been, I would say, instrumental in creating this market from scratch. But with the growth of CanPack, we believe we aspire to be number 2, number 3 in a relatively short future. Now, where the future demand is coming, yes, Middle East will continue growing, but this growth is more related to the growth of population, because the markets in which we operate, they are relatively wealthy, so we do not see much of the change of preference of consumers from bottles to cans. It's simply growing naturally. It's an organic growth. Now, what drives the Middle East market is basically the climate and the consumer preference. Cans, they tick all the boxes in Middle East. They are light, they are single serve, they are very convenient, and they are very easy to go. And finally, they are recycling. 100% of beverage can raw material can be recycled, so they are ticking also the box of eco-friendly package. Now, with the positive growth of population in the Middle East, we are seeing the can demand growing over a period of time. Now, with Indian subcontinent, India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and the neighboring countries, what drives the can demand is the growth of dispensable income. What society aspirations they increase. Dispensable income increases, and people tend to go more into single-serve packages. Convenience, eco-friendly comes at a later stage, but we believe the overall wealth of the market, overall wealth of the society, is going to drive the can demand over the next couple of years. As I was saying, the current can consumption in those markets is a can per capita per annum, whereas in developed economies you are looking at hundreds of cans per capita per annum, if we can express the can demand in these terms. When we started our operations in the Middle East in 2007, the market was at that time dominated by 206 ring pull standard of cannons. Over the last couple of years, we have seen the majority of the market moving away from 206 to 202, which obviously ticks the box of lightweighting and sustainability, which is very important and inevitable to our business. But also, we have seen part of the market moving from ring pull ends to SOT, stay on tap. Now, how this is important to local economies? Basically, by using ring pull ends, you detach the part of the end, and normally those small pieces of aluminum are thrown, so they do not contribute back to the system. They cannot be recycled. They pollute because they can be found in any place. And obviously, the change to SOT is improving the image of beverage cans. As the ring pull end is considered in many countries in the region as old-fashioned type. So SOT brings the breath of fresh air from outside, from the Western economies. It is eco-friendly. It just looks better, and it's, I would say, the can is becoming even more recyclable, as 100% of the aluminum can go back to the system when collected by a scrap center. Now, with ring pull end change to stay on tap, we over last or when we came to the market, we have seen a lot of reasons behind this region using ring pull ends instead of SOT. A lot of market players were considering ring pull ends as probably stronger, more rigid, and more suitable for the region. But eventually, stay on tap ends are as strong as ring pull ends. They provide the same drink ability. They provide the same performance. So we see the change, the move from ring pull to stay on tap to continue over a period of time. Now, what is important in the region, obviously, with the market dominated by multinational companies, we see the sustainability of business becoming coming on top of the agenda. So the companies here, I mean the likes of Pepsi, Coca-Cola, they are looking for further lightweighting the packages, and recently we have seen development of CDL type of ends in the region. Unfortunately, due to pretty strong fragmentation of the market and large number of can manufacturing companies operating in the region, the CDL ends are not yet dominating the market. They are slowly picking up in countries like Saudi Arabia and Egypt, but we believe this standard over a period of time will also come to the areas in which we operate. We estimate that every workplace which we create in CanPack creates additional 3 workplaces outside industries: transportation, logistics, suppliers, distribution. All those industries, they benefit a lot from investment like ours coming into the marketplace. We believe there is a lot of contribution. In the emerging markets, there's one more positive aspect of aluminum beverage can setup, like the one by CanPack. Beverage cans, they carry a lot of value. I mean, metal itself carries a lot of value. So in poor countries or in poorer countries, the cans which are thrown on the street, they also create value for the local societies, for people who would pick them up on the street. You know, in India we have seen many cases of people making living out of collection of scrap, recovery of scrap from the streets. So yes, there is a lot of value creation. It creates value in terms of perception. It creates value in terms of quality. It creates value in terms of additional workplaces. And obviously the revenue for local economies. We pay taxes. We provide workplaces. We provide, I would say, to the local societies, local economies in many ways. How the future can demand geography is changing. We believe there will be more can demand coming from emerging economies, from developing economies, from countries which have strong population base, strong consumer base, but not yet enough wealth to afford the purchase of beverage can, which normally is slightly more expensive than other returnable packages. So what we see in the nearest future, or what we believe in the nearest future will drive the can demand for the region, is the demand which will be coming from countries like India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, where alone the population is at the level of approximately 1.5 billion cans, with very little can demand at the moment of approximately 1 billion to 1.5 billion maximum. If you compare those emerging markets with developed markets of the Middle East, where obviously there's more wealth and more dispensable income, here with only 70–80 million population, can demand is in excess of 12 billion cans. Now, 12 billion cans consumed by 80 million people as compared to 1 billion cans consumed by 1.5 billion people. This gives you the idea of how much room and how much space is there for the beverage can market to grow in those emerging economies, where I believe the strength and the economies will be improving over the next couple of years. After many years of waiting, I believe the entire can-making industry is finally welcoming the first aluminum rolling mill into the Middle East. As we are hearing, Alcoa, they are planning or setting up a massive project in Saudi Arabia and city of Al Khobar. And this project is going to cater to the demand of can-making companies in the region. Now, we believe that with the introduction of the first rolling mill into the region and with the benefits of relatively low energy costs in Saudi Arabia, relatively low costs of fossil fuels, I mean gas, oil in Saudi Arabia, and by far much improved logistics, which from that plant can be arranged by trucks to any location in the Middle East instead of importing our coils by containers, we believe this will significantly improve the market for us and improve the supply chain for all the can makers. And I believe going down going down the stream, we are looking at much more value being added to the product. First to beverage cans and then eventually to the products of our customers. So yes, the entire industry is welcoming this move. We do not have the exact date of when the plant would be starting to supply the can stock, but we believe it's a near future thing. What we have learned about the market is that consumer preferences, market dynamics is changing very rapidly. Now, when we came here, we started manufacturing two can sizes. From first quarter of 2014, we will be looking at manufacturing 6 different can sizes in Dubai, plus 3 more in India. So the consumer preference, the market preference, the market dynamics is changing a lot. And what we've learned here is that we need to be very flexible, responding to all those changing conditions in the market. And yes, the consumers or our customers who deliver the value product to the final consumer, they are looking at sustainability of business, and they are looking at all the time at addition of value, promotional activities, items that require some, I would say, thoughtful inputs from the can maker. So what we have learned here, the lesson we have learned here is be innovative and always keep your door open to new ideas and new inventions. Mr. Vaško, the Vice President Operations, is a keynote speaker at GulfCan, and he will be giving insights into what group is planning to do over very near future in terms of expansion of our manufacturing portfolio and in terms of innovations. There are a lot of news we will be sharing, but we would like to excite all those coming to GulfCan with the news then, rather than me revealing it now.